What is up, everyone? This is your boy Clouddyy, and I'm back again with another video for you guys. And in this video we have a ton to talk about, and this is probably one of my most insane videos I've made so far. Make sure you watch till the end, and just because you know, only 2% of you guys that watch my videos are subscribed. So subscribe, like, it's not that hard, and it's free, and it helps me out a lot. And you can always change your mind. Like, you don't even have to pay anything, and it just helps me. Why not help someone out? Anyway, moving on. For today's video, we have to talk about a lot, okay? And so first of all, now we know the reason Arena was banned, and that's because if you haven't already seen my previous video on Arena getting banned, make sure you check that out. But now we know the reason why it was banned, so we're gonna talk about that. We also know that this is almost an either win or lose situation. In the next upcoming month until October, either Epic is gonna win and we're gonna have iOS back, or Apple is gonna win, right? And this is just now we know the confirmed date. This is gonna end on October, and someone is gonna come out on top, and we just gotta hope it's Epic. And the next thing we have to talk about is Russia, Japan, and Epic might actually be joining together to fight against Apple. And so that's a pretty big deal, because now things are looking more in favor of Epic. So that means we might actually get our game back. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, and let's just jump right into this. Coming on to our first topic. First, we're probably going to talk about like the smallest thing, and that is now we know why Arena was banned. And a lot of you have been messaging me on Instagram. It's like, why was Arena banned? Dude, I was a competitive player. I have nothing to play on. And I'm not going to be able to practice. Why was Arena banned? And a lot of people have been getting mad about that. But now we know the reason why it was banned. And so basically, the reason was, as most of you know, we can only play with iOS players. iOS players can only play with other iOS players. And if Arena was here, then we were playing Arena with iOS players. So if you're in a game of Arena and you're on iOS, you're only going against iOS players. And the thing is that every time you gain points in Arena, that will actually be transferred to your account on Epic. And every time you log in on a device that's on Season 4, then you'll be given like however many points you earned. So for example, if I earn 1,000 points playing against iOS players, and then I log in on my PC, and then I will still have those 1,000 points even though I haven't played Arena on PC. So that's a pretty big deal, because obviously iOS players have lower FPS, and our mechanics are usually worse than like PC and console players. So that was a pretty big deal, and that's why it was banned. And so now we know the reason. But this does beg the question that why would you have to ban it? Why can't you just unlink it? So you can just unlink it, and you only play iOS Arena here. And if you just get however many points you get, it will stay on iOS. It doesn't translate to the other devices. So I mean, that was a solution, but obviously I'm not an Epic employee, so I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It might be a completely different idea, but people on Twitter have been saying that this is probably the main reason, even though it could have easily been solved, like I just said. So yeah, that was the reason. And if any of you are wondering, there's your answer. Moving on to the next topic. This is probably the best topic, the best news we've gotten so far. It's actually quite exciting, but also it really makes you wonder how like this stuff is gonna go down. But anyway, Russia and Japan have literally joined forces with Epic, and they're fighting against Apple. And so obviously every time Apple gets a new iOS update on their App Store, they tell us, and they're like, okay guys, this is all the new stuff, and this is all the new partners, and these are all the guys who've made the most money and the best games so far and stuff like that. You all know how that works. You're all iOS players. But anyway, what Russia has actually said is that Russia could force Apple to reduce App Store commission to 20%. So the next thing, it continues on to say, the bill submitted to Russia's lower house of parliament by lawmaker Fedot Tumazov stipulates that commissions on the sale of applications be capped at 20%. Apple currently collects a 30% commission on sales in its App Store. Again, so you can see 30%, and Epic is trying to make a direct payment method where all the 100% of the money goes to Epic instead of 20%, instead of 30% going to Apple. But beyond just lowering the maximum commission in Russia, the bill, if passed, would make companies like Apple pay a third of their commissions to a special training fund for IT specialists on a quarterly basis. Basically, what this is saying, if this bill is passed, the Epic will get all of its money back that's lost from Apple, and Apple will still get to keep 20%, but 10% of the money that they've taken from Epic will be given back to them. While Apple's 30% App Store commission is often cited regarding antitrust discussions, another major part is concerns about how the control Apple has over other developers and how apps are approved through its App Store review process. Now this is calling Apple out, and it's saying that they're not 100% trustworthy. They're only in it for the money, and they don't really care about their customers. Tumasov shared on social media that the bill would also force Apple and Google, another $1 trillion company. So this is not just for Apple; it's for Apple and Google, which is like Google Play Store and stuff. Would also force Apple and Google to allow third-party app stores, which is what Epic Games is trying to do with its lawsuit. Again, Epic Games is trying to make a direct payment method where every time you pay for V-Bucks, 100% of the money that you give. If you give $10, 100% of those $10 gets to Epic, which is what Epic Games is trying to do with its lawsuit against Apple. He even noticed that the Epic Games and Facebook inspired his proposed legislation via Google Translate. Again, these guys are Russian, so they had to use Google Translate to make the thing. In recent weeks, the conflict between developers and owners of the so-called marketplaces, that is application stores, has only grown. Apple's conflict with Epic Games, Facebook's attempts to inform users about Apple's imputed tax. All of this led me to believe that the problem could be resolved through legislation. Again, they're saying even Facebook is also trying to tell people about the tax that they're taking, the 30% that they're taking away from the App Store developers, and people are not listening to them. And it's quite simple to oblige the current monopolists to allow. Now, you see, monopolists, they just called Apple a monopoly, and they're calling them that basically they're only in it for the money, and they don't care about the customers or the developers that are using their App Store to make their games go out to the public. To allow the installation of third-party app stores on mobile devices, and along the way to reduce the size of commission to at least 20%, and introduce contributions to the fund to support developers. So that was it from Russia, right? And so, but you're like, oh, okay, that's really cool. But don't worry, it gets even better. So this is probably the best news we've had so far in the whole Epic versus Apple war. And this is probably the best news we've had. Not only Russia is joining, but also Japan. And so we also got the same article, but this time it was for Japan. And Japan also Japan had to say something about like the monopoly that they're calling it. So this is how it goes. Japanese developers complain about App Store business model following antitrust accusations. While we've been following the dispute between Apple and Epic Games, Japanese developers have now expressed concerns about the App Store's business model regarding Apple's 30% commission. Again, they're talking about the 30% commission and how that's not fair to everybody who's trying to get their game out there and make money off of it. And also how the company treats third-party apps. As the gaming market in Japan is extremely strong, the local government may soon take its action against the Cupertino-based company. So here you go. And so they're saying in Japan the gaming company is quite hard, and we like our gamers, and they're going to take action against Epic. According to a Bloomberg report, several Japanese developers have stood in favor of Epic Games and the dispute against Apple due to the removal of Fortnite from the App Store. They mentioned that the App Store review process is unfair, and the company should give better treatment to third-party apps in its stores. Considering the high commission developers must pay Apple. While Epic, publisher of the hit title Fortnite, again, hit title, they're calling it the hit title because obviously Fortnite is probably the most one of the most rich games so far, and one of the most games with the most players. Hit title Fortnite focuses on the 30% revenue cut app stores typically take. Japanese game studios have broader concerns. They have long been unhappy with what they see as Apple's inconsistent enforcement of its own App Store guidelines, unpredictable content decisions, and lapses in communication. And so again, they're angry with Apple for basically being a monopoly. Again, they don't care. They're just in it for the money. Again, they're accusing them, according to more than a dozen people involved in the matter. In the filing, Epic Games says that it's likely to suffer irreparable harm. Again, 60% of we got statistics that 60% of the people who used to play Fortnite Mobile have actually stopped playing Fortnite Mobile, and obviously you can't change that even if the game comes back. Some people will still stop playing Fortnite Mobile. It's not like everybody's gonna come back. If Fortnite's not available on the App Store, and the balance of harms tips sharply in Epic's favor. The following also again describes Apple as a monopolist, again monopoly, that maintains its market power by explicitly prohibiting any competitive entry. Again, they're saying that you're not even allowing other app stores, like you're not allowing Epic Games to make their own app store, and you're still taking 30% of the commission, which makes absolutely no sense because you have no competition. You're gonna get the money anyway. Epic also says that Apple's actions against Fortnite should be perceived as a clear warning to other developers. This was a clear warning to any other developer that would dare challenge Apple's monopolies. Again, they're saying that if you try this, you're getting clapped. Follow our rules or we will cut you off from 1 billion iOS customers. That's what they did. Challenge us and we will destroy your business, Epic Games said in Friday's filing. So Epic Games is saying that, yeah, Apple is basically a monopoly. Again, so this whole thing, the whole Russia, Japan, and Epic are calling Apple a monopoly. Apple has said it would gladly welcome Fortnite back to the App Store if Epic removes the direct payments feature from the app. Epic has refused to do so, saying that complying with Apple's such a demand will conclude with Apple to maintain their monopoly over in-app payments. So Epic is technically taking the risk for other app developers to give them freedom, sort of. So Epic is like a vigilante here, and we've got we've got proof that daily active users on iOS have declined over 60% since Fortnite removal from the App Store, and removal has already resulted in a loss of goodwill and irreparable damage to Epic. And so, bam, there you go. 60% of the iOS players have actually just quit. They just stopped playing the game, they deleted it, and yeah. And so this obviously can't be changed unless Fortnite comes back. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I know this has been kind of a long video. It was just a lot to talk about. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe because only 2% of you guys just watch and then just leave. So be sure to subscribe, drop a like if you want more content like this. And yeah, this has been your boy Clouddyy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.